BT's Game of the Week. So we're turning our attention Thursday night, Easter Thursday. How good is it to have 5 games or 5 days of footy this weekend? I'm really excited about that. But Brisbane Collingwood is BT's Game of the Week, Tazza, and it's really it's time for Brisbane to step up. They need to have a good showing in this game.
Yeah, they're going back to the Gabba, so I give them every chance here. Obviously, Collingwood are they're the juggernaut at the moment. They're rolling everyone in their path. But this looms as, for me, a bit of a banana skin game. Not a banana skin. These are 2 good teams, really. But I give Brisbane every chance here. They're on their pad. I love talking about the conditions. I am the conditions guy, and Brisbane will absolutely love this. They'll. I'm not sure when they have to play a team that's got a dry ball. I'm not sure. Oh, a drier ball. They really don't cope, and that's what we saw with the Dogs. The Dogs really they got on top. Brisbane could have been there. Absolutely, if they kick straight, but the Dogs really controlled that game for the most part. But back up at the Gabba, Collingwood will not. They are a fast, what do we say? A fast transition team.
Yeah. And
that speed on the ball, they're gonna need that control, and I'm not sure they're gonna get it at the Gabba.
I think that I see where you're coming from, but I think that fast pace, that erratic style from Collingwood, I think it's going to translate. But let's talk about both of these teams in depth here before we really get into our tip and narrow down who we're going with. So we'll start with the home team. We'll start with the Lions. As we said, piss poor against the Dogs, and the Dogs have been piss poor. They've got to be winning games like that, Tazza.
Yeah, absolutely. You're talking about the Dogs game?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, and they had every chance to win that game, but they got the yips in front of goal real early, and they could not recover.
Yeah.
Smoking Joe, I think the first one he had the drop punt, missed. He decided to go around the corner with the second one, missed. He was in his own head so early, and there was no coming back for him, other than a Gunston small cameo, I think, towards the end to bring him back. There was nothing in that forward line
for Gunston, yeah. And Smoking Joe was the worst rated player on the ground, and I have a problem with Brisbane's forward line at the moment because they're so talented, Tazza, but they're not hitting the scoreboard. If you look at their big guns through 5 games, Smoking Joe 5 on the year. Gunston, new recruit, he's been okay. He's had 5 on the year. Charlie's got 3. Hipwood's got 3. It's not good enough, in my opinion.
No, absolutely. This is meant to be. It was meant to be one of the better, especially the tall forward lines. Danaher, Gunston, and Hipwood. It's a nightmare for defences, but it's been anything but at the moment. They're really not getting it done. No one's getting it done in that team. And Charlie at 3.
Yeah,
he's their biggest small threat, and just averaging a goal a game. That is nowhere near where he needs to be. So, yeah, they are all at sea attacking wise.
I'm not a fan of the midfield output at the moment. So this is an area which should be a strength. They bring in Dunkley, they bring in Ashcroft, who's looked pretty good, in his first few games. Lockie Neal is a former Brownlow winner. They've got the cattle in there, and they're not getting the pill, and that's a problem. They won the hit-outs on the weekend against the Dogs, who've got Tim English, who's a really good ruckman, so they managed to get first use, but they lost the clearances, lost the contested possessions by 18. It's a really worrying sign.
Yeah, especially when they come up against the Pies, who I'm pretty sure it's a stat I should have put in the stats thing, but I'll treat you to another one right now. Plus 85 contested possession differential. Collingwood so far.
Love that.
Best ever after round 3.
That's great stat.
If you're losing contested ball against anyone, you do not want to lose it against Collingwood. You do not want to come in with a losing record, essentially, because Collingwood will smash you. But there is a big but. As Cobloaf and JT have alluded to, they don't really have a ruck.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
So it's a big advantage here for Big O. If he can dominate the ruck and give this midfield first shot, then they'll go some way to alleviating that, I reckon.
Look, I do have to say, Big O, one of the best nicknames going around in the competition. But yeah, this is a problem, the ruck situation. Darcy Cameron, we've been big on him on this channel. That's going to hurt them. I have no idea who the designated ruckman is, and I'm not even sure if Collingwood is going to play a genuine
I reckon
ruckman in this game. It could be McStay and...
It'll be McStay and Frampton, I reckon.
Yeah. So I think they'll roll out there and they'll bank on them trying to break even at the contested footy. But we spoke about the Pies last week. I think we spoke about the Pies every week on this live stream. They're just elite. They just move the ball so well. They're so dynamic. They're the number 2 scoring team in the competition, Tazza. They just keep going from strength to strength. And we've been called out. We've been called out in a couple of our pre-season videos, and rightly so, because we saw the regression coming in the Pies and it hasn't happened.
No, they've gone from strength to strength. They've gotten even better. And it's, yeah, I think I had them missing altogether. My predictions are god-awful. They are terrible. I wish I could go back in time and change it, but I can't, so I'll live with it. But yeah, Collingwood looks so good, and it's that fast. It's not the same. It's not the same meters gained that Brisbane like to play. It is a controlled. They're a highly skilled team. They're a well drilled team. The skill errors are very minimal, and that's why they're so clinical and they're so damaging. So yeah, I worry about, maybe I'm weighing on the conditions too much, but I worry that it might not translate so well to the Gabba conditions. But I mean, if any team can play that kind of style, it's Collingwood. They're so good at it.
Okay, last one before we get into our tips. I just want to talk about Jordan De Goey because we highlighted him in our Collingwood pre-season video as a potential All-Australian smoky, and he is looking bloody good. 35 posies on the weekend, which is not his normal game. He's not normally an accumulator. So if he's getting a shit ton of the footy and making an impact, this is really good signs from the man that BT called Kmart Dusty.
Yeah, I think he's leading the coaches' votes after round 3.
As he should.
He polled perfect 10 on the weekend, so I mean the clubhouse leader at the moment, and so he should be. He's just been an absolute star to start the season.
Yeah, I agree. So let us know in the chat or in the comments who your tip is for this game. Just reading through here, Lenza is a Pies fan and he has a hard time tipping against the Pies. James Timberlake, our USA friend, he thinks that they should move Hipwood to the back line. He's been terrible as a forward. Cobloaf is big on the conditions. The conditions going to play a big factor. Let us know. Tips in the chat below. Tazza, who are you going with on Thursday night?
No, Collingwood.
You're torn, aren't you? Is it the ruck situation?
Yeah, and just Brisbane's forward line, like we've spoken about, it's just been terrible. But the ruck situation it's a big thing. It's obviously going to give. Big O should get. He should be able to put the ball where the Brisbane mids want it. So I'd have to go with that. Collingwood. Collingwood are too good.
Yeah, I like the Pies as well. Pies for me, and I think it will be close. I don't think they'll blow out the teams like they have in the last few weeks, and that's purely,
it'll be close.
That's purely because of the conditions. It'll make it a little bit more of a closer game. So yeah, I'm going with the Pies.